All right, guys. Well, this is going to be the final drive I take Rally Bug on with the 1600 before we put the Turbo 1835 in it, because we're pulling the motor out of that today to put into this. And I tell you, that dual port 1600, I mean, this thing's just going to be insane. I had to put a new shifter in it because I wasn't getting reverse in the other one, but this one goes into reverse just fine. I rebuilt the driving compartment. I don't know if it had this stupid little steering wheel on there. This little thing here. Yeah, I don't know what's with those. I don't know, for a kid's go-kart. But, and then I had to lengthen it 6 inches because that steering wheel was right up against the dash there. So you can see, and I mounted the seats. So the seats are now all mounted. I'm glad I elevated the roof as much as I did, which was 5 inches, because I ended up bringing the seats up 1.5 inches so I could get them back as far as I could. They're all the way back to the gas tank mount now. Transmission's all good now. I got the fresh fluid in it, got the boots on there. So this thing is ready to go. I got the pedals mounted, the clutch will be hooked onto there, brakes, they're working good. This, I still got to do something with that. I'll fabricate something to make that pedal. I don't know, this is really early VW stuff there. And I think you can actually get new things here with a big ball on it for your foot to use. So anyways, I'll figure out what to do with the gas pedal. But this thing's ready to have the motor put in it. So yeah, let's say goodbye to the Rally Bug here. So That was a blast. Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Absolutely love this car. It is a ripper. Now, our next motor is going to be twice the horsepower as that, and you know, that runs pretty good. In that little thing, yeah, it's going to be a ripper. Anyways, we're going to get busy and pulling this motor out, so we'll see you in a bit. One of the best things about Rally Bug is basically how I built this back compartment here, the hood that lifts up, because I mean, you're on top of everything right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull this hood off, get that out of the way, and we'll make real quick work out of swapping this motor out. Everything is going to go into the buggy: the starter motor, battery, electric fuel pump, oil filter, everything. This exhaust system here does have the J pipes, and the J pipes is what I'm missing for. I'm missing one J pipe for this Stinger, so I'll get this all cleaned up and painted, and that Stinger there is going to go on there. We used to call those a megaphone, but I don't know what they call them these days. But anyways, this exhaust is going to go on the buggy. Just have to remember when it rains to cover that up, because it's like a funnel putting water down in the motor, which is not a good thing. So I'm going to take some stuff apart and bring you guys back, and we'll be pulling this motor out of Rally Bug real quick here. Guys, like I said, quick work. This thing is ready to come out of there. As you can see, we got it started. Everything's disconnected. It's all jacked up, ready to come out from under there. So, let's get this done. Got far enough? We're off in there. Or jack it up if you can. Needs to still. Oh, I can still. We still got that damn stud in there. Oh. That stud's still hanging up there. All right, we had to play around a little bit with the studs, but let's try this straight down now. Now this thing's ready to go down. Hold on. Back it up. Where is it on? Is that a good spot on the cam? Yeah, but you gotta tilt it out a little bit. You gotta push it in towards the. Yeah, jack it up. There we go. I'll drop it. Hold on. All right, we got the alternator bolt. All right, drop it. Okay. We're up. We're done. Okay. Now we gotta lift the. Well, I think before we just took it off the jack and we were able to slide it under. There we go. Rally Bug no longer has a motor, but the buggy will here pretty quick. Now, is that the type of, we might have to switch this clutch out. This one is one without the spacer, and I believe we need one that has the spacer, so we're gonna have to switch this clutch. How's the throttle bearing in Black Betty? Is it going? All right. But yeah, I'm gonna have to switch out this pressure plate real quick. Let me go get one out of the garage and we'll take care of that real quick. Well, I hope I'm wrong about this clutch, because the only pressure plates I have in the garage are exactly like this. They don't have the little spacer on there. So I'm gonna pull that throwout bearing out of there, throw it into this, and we'll see if it doesn't work. If it doesn't, yeah, it's 4 bolts. Take the motor back out and switch the clutch after I go to the store. But no harm in giving it a try. So let's do that real quick. Yeah, I thought I had the other type of pressure plate and I don't. So, all right, let's just switch out this throwout bearing and stab that motor, see what happens. All right, guys, well, it took a little messing around with the clutch and the throwout bearing. We got that installed, got a little lubricant on the shaft there. This baby's ready to go in. There, go up the tab. Put some brakes on this motor. Need to get them splines meshed, but it looks like it's going straight. Bolt to pick it up if we can get it in there. Yeah. Okay. Not meshing yet. Oh, I'm putting in gear so it turns up. Oh, it's not in gear? No. Yeah, let's put it in gear. Well, guys, we were having a little bit of trouble getting this motor in all the way, and Well, lesson learned again. The flywheel, look at how shallow this bell housing is. The flywheel's all the way up there against the case. So, apparently there's different style flywheels.
There's a few in the garage.
Yeah, I got a couple in the garage. Maybe one of them's the right kind. All right, well, these damn VWs, I tell you, we're learning things all the time, aren't we? Well, guys, we got the motor out and yeah, discovered something very interesting. Look at those nice little teeth marks. Now, do people clearance that, or well, they're up there too? So this bell housing must need a smaller diameter flywheel. Either that or I got to clearance it all the way around. I'm gonna have to talk to some people that know. I've never come across this problem before. Look at that bell housing there. There's no marks in there. Got a little bit of oil. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to measure that bell housing in comparison to this one. But yeah, either people clearance these or there's a smaller diameter flywheel.
None of the ones we have ordered?
No, all of them are this size. It's basically 10 3/4 in diameter, and that's about a 1/2 inch too big. All right, guys, well, I'll bring you back when we figure this one out. I swear them German engineers up there in heaven are having a great time watching us. We'll see you later. Well, good morning, guys. It's another day on the buggy, and if you recall yesterday, which in the video is 5 seconds ago, you saw that we were having trouble putting the motor in there, and so we pull it back out, and well, look at what we find. Apparently this flywheel, at first I'm like, well, is there a different size flywheel? And after talking to some of my friends on the internet that know about these VWs, this is an old 6-volt transaxle, and for some reason the bell housing is just a tad small, and what will be needed is some clearancing here. So I got this old die grinder here I picked up at a yard sale. I had never used it before, but I'm gonna try it today. I got the flywheel all set up. It'll center on the shaft there, and before I try to put the motor in, I'm going to make sure it spins. Now, another issue that I had was, you know, when I drive rally bug around, when I depress the clutch, I'd hear this whining, and from the throwout bearing, and you can actually see on these fins that they've been a little eaten away. And then you look at these pins here, and look at that. So I think this whole time I had the wrong throwout bearing and pressure plate in there. So before I get this clearanced so everything will fit, I'm gonna run, I believe I'm gonna need one of those pressure plates that have the additional spacer on there. But I'll talk to the experts down there at my place there, and they'll tell me. But for right now, let's try to get this clearanced and get this thing working. Then it's just a parts run, switch out that clutch, and finally put this motor in there. So let's see how this thing works here. Now obviously the the depth was already in there, and there's even this ledge right here that I just need to continue back. So there are little teeth marks up on top here, so I'll clean that out also. But I'm going to start with this and just see how the clutch goes on in there. This should do a fine job cutting it. I definitely have to go deeper. I think it's still hitting there. Got to go all the way in there, it looks like. So that's a good depth there. Just continue that back. But yeah, it's definitely rubbing up there. So I'm gonna work on this a bit, guys, and bring you on back when this thing's spinning. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of clearancing here. Yeah, even that right there, that whole area there. This is fine down here. I just got to continue that elevation back. But these top edges, see that? That looks like that could be touching right there. So, all right, I'm gonna get some work done and I'll see you guys in a bit. Well guys, it's in there all the way. let's see how things turn. I have a feeling the flywheel is going to be telling me what else needs to be all right. That flywheel told me what else needs to be cleaned up, so I'm gonna get busy if I can get that darn thing out of there now. All right, let's get this done, guys. I have a friend that he's been building race cars for as long as I've known him. And he says, Robert, let the flywheel do the clearancing for you. And, well, he's right. Look at that. Now, I'm going to clean it up a little bit more with the die grinder. But that's telling me where I'm hitting right there. Right up in there, I'm hitting still a little bit more. You see the edge there? So I'll do a little detail work, and this is ready to go. And then I'll find out about the clutch and the throwout bearing situation, because I think I got the wrong combo in here. So, but yeah, we're getting closer to having this motor in here and this buggy running. Getting exciting, guys. Now, it's making a little noise, but keep in mind that I had no pilot bearing or centering tool, and the flywheel is off just a little bit, so that little bit is giving you, or me, or the buggy, a little bit more room to turn there, a little bit more tolerance there. So I'm going to leave that as it is. It's pushed in all the way, and it's all cleared. And well, let's see the job I had to do. We'll pull this out. So I'll clean this on up, lube this up again, and then we'll deal with the dilemma of the pressure plate, because I'm pretty convinced I don't have the right ones in there. So, right one. Get that cleaned up, and I'm gonna have to run and get a pressure plate, I have a feeling. So anyways, I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back from the auto parts store, and got a brand new clutch here. This is the one that has that spacer, which goes on the early model transaxles. It's actually what determines that. That's what I've been told. So want to make sure I got the right one in there. I got the flywheel all cleaned up. I take a little flappy disc in there and just scuff up the surface a little bit and get it back to silver like it is. And yeah, let's see if we can't put this thing on there.
I'm in now.
All right, bud. Have a good night. Got the little centering tool there, and that goes on into the pilot bearing. Well, there we go. Yeah, I had two that were 12 millimeter. I don't want to put those back in there. For some reason, so that goes all the way in there. And that holds the disc centered. Then we can run these. Had a little trouble with this thing. That's one of the 12s. I do not want that one. Bobby says this is like an aftermarket battery and it slips out for some reason, so we don't want that. All right, that baby is centered. I'll go ahead and torque those. Now, another issue. This is a 6-volt transaxle. Now, not only did I have to do all the clearancing there, but that bushing there needs to come out, and a smaller, the 6-bolt starter motor has a bigger shaft. So that hole through that bushing is too big, and that'll make it so your starter motor doesn't work too well. So I got to get that out of there and put the new bushing in there. I got it in the freezer right now. I'm hoping I can just knock that out of there. I might have to apply a little bit of heat, but we'll see how that goes. But clutch is installed. That's all ready to go in. I'll go ahead and torque it to specs, and then we'll throw that motor on in there. But that bushing, that's gonna have to be dealt with, because my starter motor won't work. Even if it starts working, it could end up chewing up the teeth, wearing out the bearing on the starter, so that's kind of a problem. We got this other one here, and that doesn't even have a shaft. I was thinking about throwing that in there, but we're gonna save that for another day. So I'll just deal with the bushing and get that taken care of. Alrighty, I'll be back, guys. Alright guys, well, I ended up having to drill that old one out. Something about a 50-year-old bushing didn't want to come out of there, but I got that one sitting in there perfect. I put it in the freezer, got it nice and cold, so I was able to just pound it on in there. Ended up drilling it 5/8 of an inch, which was perfect. So yeah, that's ready to go. So switch out that throwout bearing to the brand new one, and this motor's ready to go on in there. Very cool. All right, guys. Well, that sure went in a lot easier today than yesterday. Nothing like having a little bit of clearance in there for the flywheel. But it's stabbed in there. It's good to go. I'm going to do all the wiring tomorrow. I have to, like I said yesterday, I got to clean up and paint this exhaust. That's what's going to go on there. Get rid of that gray. That looks ugly. So that's all going to be good looking. Nice and pretty. I got to get the, I'm taking the spun aluminum tank out of Rally Bug and the fuel pump. That's going in here because this is going to end up with a fuel cell. Disc brakes. This is going to be pretty much a race car when I'm done with it. But yeah, for today, that's it. It's getting hot. You know, in Tucson, anywhere in the Southwest, frankly, September's the worst month because you get so tired of the heat by the time September rolls around, and we had the monsoons, which made it humid. Yeah. So anyways, that's it for today. I'm getting the heck out of the heat. Tomorrow, we will hear this buggy running. Yeah, this is gonna be a ripper. I decided what I'm gonna do with this is just garbage. I'm going to pull it all out of Rally Bug because Rally Bug's going to get a billet aluminum pedal assembly for it, disc brakes, everything like that. So anything that I can take off a Rally Bug to put onto the buggy to get it going is what's going to happen. But hey, I really appreciate you guys watching, and that's it for the day. I'm done. I'm getting out of this heat, and the motor's in. Had to accomplish quite a bit. That clearancing the bell housing, putting the new bushing in. I had to run and get a clutch, but that looks cool already. I can't wait for tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great evening.